Hi friends, it's Ashley and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at December YA fantasy releases, and there's actually not too many books coming out in December that caught my eye, and I feel like usually that's just how it goes, that there's not really many new releases coming out in December. So this video will be a little shorter than usual, but I am currently also working on an anticipated YA fantasy list for books that are coming out next year in 2026. So that video will be coming out soon, so there is that to look forward to, and that will be a longer one. So I have 5 books coming out this December to talk about today, and as usual, I'm going to be talking about these in order of release date from soonest to latest, which actually 4 of these come out on December 2nd, and the 5th one is the only one that comes out on a different date. So we're going to start with the December 2nd ones. So book number 1 is The Last Vampire by Romina Garber. So this one is being pitched as Pride and Prejudice meets Crave. And our main character in this one is Lorena, and she is obsessed with Pride and Prejudice, and she wants to find her Mr. Darcy. And so to do so, she enrolls in this boarding school that is in the woods in New Hampshire that used to be a condemned Victorian manor. But instead of finding her Mr. Darcy, she ends up stumbling across a coffin and accidentally awakening the world's last vampire. And so our story goes from there. Book number 2 is Better in Black by Cassandra Clare. So this is part of the Shadowhunter universe and features 10 original love stories that focus on our favorite couples from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. And the couples that the book is supposed to feature are Jace and Clary, Will and Tessa, Simon and Izzy, Anna and Ari, Emma and Julian, Kieran, Mark and Christina, James and Cordelia, Thomas and Alistair, Sebastian and the Saley Queen, and Jocelyn and Luke. And so this sounds like a fun one for Shadowhunter fans, and I'm particularly interested in the story relating to Kieran, Mark, and Christina. Number 3 is The Rebel and the Rose by Catherine Doyle. So this is the second book in the City of Fantôme series. So the first book was The Dagger in the Flame, and I know originally this was supposed to be a duology, but now it's a trilogy. So there's still going to be a third book after the second one. And I own this, but I actually haven't read it yet, but I really need to because I've heard nothing but good things about this book. This series follows Seraphine, who after her mother is killed, she ends up joining this guild called the Cloaks. And in the town that she lives in, the Cloaks along with the Dagger Gang are the 2 gangs that control the magic that's in this city. And Seraphine ends up meeting the heir of the Dagger Gang, which is her gang's enemy. And she should hate him because their gangs are enemies, and the Dagger Gang played a role in her mother's death, but she ends up finding herself attracted to him. And so you have like a whole Romeo and Juliet thing going on, along with magical abilities as well. And so this just sounds like it's going to be a fun time. Book number 4 is Persephone's Curse by Katrina Leno. So this one follows 4 sisters whose aunt has always told them that they are descended from Persephone, but they never really believed her. Until one day they end up finding a ghost in their attic, and his name is Henry, and he is kind and gentle, and the sisters are the only ones that are able to see him. So now they begin to think that maybe there was some truth in their aunt's words. However, one of the sisters ends up falling in love with Henry, but then the other one banishes him to the underworld. And so now the sisters have even more questions about their history and their connection to Persephone, and so it's up to them to save Henry, to save the world, and to save themselves. So book number 5 and the final book on this list, and the only one that doesn't come out on December 2nd, this one comes out on December 9th, is Secret Spells and Chocolate by Marissa Churchill. And so this one caught my eye because it features baking, and baking is one of my favorite hobbies, and so anything that has baking in it, I'm very likely to pick up and want to read. So this one follows Sylvie Jones, and she's always had dreams of attending the same cooking school that her mother went to, and this cooking school is the most prestigious magical cooking school. However, there are rumors that her mother cheated her way to victory when she took part in the most prestigious magical cooking competition, the Golden Whisk, and so that's kind of been a stain on Sylvie's name, and it might prevent her from going to this magical school. However, Sylvie is determined to figure out the truth of what actually happened, so she ends up teaming up with a frenemy and a rising cooking star to uncover this truth. So those are 5 YA fantasy books coming out this December. Let me know down below which ones caught your eye. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!